I have anal leakage. Hey guys, what's good? If anyone has some advice for me for once, I actually have a problem with shitting myself. Only I would tell the internet this. But it's like a real problem. Like the amount of times that I shit myself dead ass sober, just start shitting in my fucking pants, is too often for an adult woman who's in control of her bowels. So everyone pray for me, because when I'm 75 years old, I'ma be the bitch that's gonna need some fucking diapers. But really, if anyone has advice or has ever had this problem before, like, I shit my pants too fucking much. And I was literally just at my friend's house like 2 hours ago, and I stood up from her couch screaming, ran into the bathroom because there was literal shit leaking out of my asshole. I have anal leakage. Like, that's a real thing, right? Like, anal leakage? Because I have that. I have a serious fucking issue in my panties. Anyway, I'm actually not here today to talk to you guys about my anal leakage. I'm actually here to do a Q&A, and when I asked you guys on Instagram and Snapchat to send me questions, all of you sent me like very thoughtful questions. Like, it wasn't really stuff about me, it was like questions that you had about your own lives, like advice type questions. So this is gonna be more of an advice style Q&A more than a learn about me Q&A. I think that's way better anyway. Like, who gives a fuck about what my favorite color is, right? This is a question that's totally about me. So I lied. But so many of you have asked this, and I just felt like it was common sense, like common knowledge why I went to FSU. But so many of you ask me so often, I guess I've never mentioned that before, but the reason I went to FSU was, first and foremost, I wanted to go out of state. I wanted to go on an adventure. I wanted to do something different. So I knew that. I had no interest in going to UT. UT's awesome. Austin's awesome. But when you live in Austin for your whole life, you kind of want to do something different. Although my 4 years away has been plenty, I'm ready to come back, and then I will probably, honest to God, never live anywhere but Austin ever again. But besides wanting to go out of state, I, all through high school, had a long distance boyfriend who lived in Florida, and he was 2 years older than me. He ended up going to UF. I didn't really like UF. I applied to UF. I got into UF, just so everyone knows, because everyone likes to shit on FSU and says like UF kids are smarter and UF has a better education. Like, FSU and UF are both great public universities. There is not one that's better than the other in any way. Unless you want to compare nightlife, then yeah, FSU's winning. I do not have fun when I go out in Gainesville. I'm sorry to all my Gators out there. I don't think y'all's nightlife is that lit. So by the way, yeah, I did get into UF, and I actively chose FSU because I loved FSU. I thought the campus was so pretty. I had the best of vibes like when I was there. So visiting, I really liked it, and because my boyfriend went to UF and I did not predict us breaking up, I applied to schools in Florida, and I did genuinely like FSU the best. And when I was going into college, I wanted to study retail merchandising, like fashion stuff, which I quit after one semester because I fucking hated it. But they have a very great program as a public university for that, and because it's public, they had a great Greek life. So being a dumb little 19-year-old bitch that thought being in a sorority was the equivalent of being campus royalty, I wanted a school that had great Greek life. I wanted a school that would be close to my ex-boyfriend. I wanted a school that would give me fashion merchandising, and FSU just seemed like the best fit. Plus, FSU was the only out-of-state school that granted me in-state tuition. So kids, when you think that high school doesn't fucking matter, I would say that high school probably matters even more than college, because you can pass through college without doing shit. That's why kids say C's get degrees, because if you get C's, you pass and you'll get a degree, and no job employer ever knows the grades you got in your classes. They just see the piece of paper that says you have a bachelor's and whatever the fuck, and that's all that matters. But college gives a fuck about every grade in order to let you go to college and to give you money for going. So I busted my ass in high school. I was such a super nerd. I made a whole video about my high school experience because it was awful and traumatic, and I'll link that below. But because my high school experience was so shitty and I didn't really have friends, all I did was study. I did IB, and because of that, I paid off. I got in-state tuition at FSU. So that's why I'm at FSU. It's been a really great time. I really enjoy it. Knowing everything that I know now, I would still choose FSU. I think it's a very great school. I've met so many amazing people, and it's so weird to think that all my lifelong friends that I've made through college I would not have met if I had gone anywhere else, which I mean is true for anyone. But like, this girl from Texas went off to school in Florida, and now for my whole life I'm gonna have really good friends and really good connections in Florida, which is just so random because I'm a Texas chick, y'all. I can't wait to be fucking back here forever, permanently. Like in 6 months, you won't see videos in my other bedroom like ever again. This is my bedroom, my parents' house, and I'm moving back in with my parents, if anyone wanted to know. Such a glamorous life. Like, I am literally the most regular bitch you could ever meet. I'm gonna move back in with my parents for at least a year, maybe 2 years. Just work, save money, rent here's free, my mom will cook me dinner every day. Like, you know, it's not a bad gig. That's that about me. Now let's get into some of the questions. I probably won't go into too many questions for Q&As like this because my answers are going to be probably a little long-winded for some of the questions, but I think that it's all things that you guys are probably wondering, and even if you didn't ask, it's probably a question that's applicable to your life. Someone asked me, how different do you think college would have been if you were in a relationship? Do you think it would hold you back from experiencing things, since being single in college is way better than being in a relationship? I think college would have been so different if I'd had a boyfriend, and I don't want to be the person that says I don't think you should have a boyfriend, because if you find someone that's great for you, that's awesome. Like, obviously don't let like good love or a good relationship or good partner go. But if you're single, like, don't feel bad about being single. Like, college is the best 4 years of your entire lifetime to be single, because you're meeting so many people and there's so many opportunities literally to hook up with people, which I know sounds so gross and stuff, but there's just so many options when you're at a school with literally so many people. Like, FSU literally has like 20 times the amount of students that my high school did. It literally has 40,000 students. Like, that's ridiculous. If we just have that, that's 20,000 men for me to choose from. So you have a lot of choices. I definitely recommend being single if you're single. Like, don't be the bitch that's dwelling on being single, trying to find a boyfriend. Just be single. Like, you're gonna meet so many people. You're gonna have so much fun. Like, it is fun to have some like casual hookup, like fuck buddies, and sometimes those fuck buddies turn into more meaningful things. And I mean, everyone's different and you just gotta do you. And I don't know what college would be like if I had a boyfriend, because I did not date throughout college, because I'm almost done with college, which is crazy because I feel like this is such a college-based channel and I'm about to leave college, y'all. If you had to take my advice, I would say be single over having a relationship in college, just because you learn so much about yourself and you're having so much fun and you just want that freedom to do what you want, whether that's just like doing what you want when you want, having sex with who you want when you want. Like, just there's so much more freedom without a relationship than with a relationship, obviously. I can't even picture college having a boyfriend, so I can't give advice on that. I'm honestly happy that I did not have a boyfriend through college, though. Looking back now, like, I'm happy that I was single. I'm happy that I experienced everything and everyone that I did. So don't cry yourself to sleep about being single forever if you're in college. Like, first of all, you're only like 18 to 22 years old and it's like the time to be alive. Go get wasted, go make out with a stranger, live your best life. You feel me? This is a pretty good question. Someone asked me, how do you not obsess over what a guy is doing when he's not with you, and is there a way then to be more secure in yourself in a situation or relationship, whatever? I am not the kind of girl that is like jealous or paranoid that the boy is doing something wrong and upset when he doesn't text back. Like, even though I've been cheated on, like, I'm still not that girl. Like, I don't know why. Like, I should be that girl, but I just don't give a fuckity fuck. Like, I don't care. Like, if I like you, even though I've been cheated on and I have trust issues and whatever the fuck, like, if I like you and I'm in this with you and you're in this with me, I don't give a fuck about something as menial as not responding to a text or not being with you. I know that that sounds kind of rude. Like, if you care about that, you're caring about something trivial, but just think about it. Like, technology and texting and being able to know where someone is all the time and being able to contact them with a little message anytime you want to contact them has only been a thing for the past like decade. Like, before that, millions upon billions of relationships for all time have successfully thrived off of being apart and only seeing each other when they can meet up because they can't text. And, you know, sometimes you're gonna do stuff with your friends or your family without your partner because that's life prior to 2006, okay? So if you can just think of all the couples that were okay and did it, like, you should just take a breather and realize that you don't need to be the person that's upset when your boyfriend's doing something with his friends and you think that he's doing something that he shouldn't be. Like, if that's really your mentality, then you should know that you're not in a headspace to be in a relationship. Like, you can't be in a successful functioning relationship if you know that any person that you with or date or talk to, you're gonna freak out if they go out with the boys and don't text you at the end of the night, or you're gonna freak out if they don't reply to you in a certain amount of time. Like, you should be single and do some self-reflecting and get to a better place with yourself, find some inner peace, do some yoga, namaste, watch more of my videos, drink a cup of tea, and learn how to love yourself, bitch, because you don't love yourself at all if you're that consumed with what your man's doing. And if your man has given you a reason to not trust him because he's a piece of shit, then you should also reevaluate your relationship, because there's a lot of guys out there that won't make you feel like shit just because they can't reply to a fucking text message. I can't even give advice on how to be secure in that and how to not care, because if you're the kind of person that cares, you're gonna care. If you're the kind of person that has a little flip switch in your brain when your boy is out and you don't know what he's doing, or you send a text and he takes hours to reply and you're just sitting there like really anxious, freaking the fuck out about it, I can't give you advice on how to better that, okay? Because, not trying to be rude, again, I'm sorry, I'm a blunt bitch, that's why y'all come to me for advice. That's not really fucking normal. It's not normal to be that amped up, psyched up about what your boy's doing or why he's not replying. Like, he's probably taking a fucking nap, okay? That's what he's doing. That's what you should tell yourself. He's napping. He's napping, and it's gonna be okay. This is an amazing question. Shout out to Kristen Jones. If you watch this, girl, I got you. I got your message. I'm including it. I like this question a lot. She asked me, what are your tips for not comparing yourself to other girls you see around campus or girls on Instagram? I started at UNC this fall, and seeing all the beautiful and smart girls here has made me lose self-esteem lately. I go to FSU. I live in a land of beautiful people. Girls walk by me looking like they're 30-year-old moms of threes that like drink mimosas on yachts while their husbands make millions of dollars each year, just fucking chilling with their big lips and their big fucking titties. And I'm like, God damn, you my age? You're a student too? The fuck? Well, who the fuck is gonna pick me, date me, wanna be with me when you're already there. You're already the 30-year-old with the fake tits and the 3 kids. Like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, the amount of girls I see on campus that I'm convinced are like older people visiting or something, and then I find out that they're like a Katie. I'm like, oh, okay, same. I get it, but at the same time, you just have to realize that everyone's different and everyone's meant to be different, and the way you look is so beautiful to someone, and it should be to yourself also. And you should also just need to focus on the really great things about you, because at the end of the day, like, how you look doesn't fucking mean shit. Like, I just posted this thing on my Instagram. In case you don't follow me on Instagram, it's really great. I post a lot of really sexual pictures, promote body positivity. So male viewers, if you're into that, you can go check out my fat ass. Women viewers, if you're into that, please go check out my fat ass. But I also post a lot of really cool inspirational shit that is parallel to things we talk about on this channel. So go follow me. I just posted and talked about this thing that John Mayer tweeted that was saying, like, if you're pretty, then you're just pretty. Like, it's literally just congratulations about your face. Like, it doesn't mean anything about who you are as a person. It's literally just your genetic makeup. It's complete luck. Like, no one has control over how they look. So instead of focusing so much on how you look versus how another person looks, just try and focus on the really good things about yourself, and also remind yourself that no one is as perfect as you think they are. Like, every time I see someone that I think is perfect on Instagram or in real life or whatever, I remind myself, like, there's a really high chance that that girl maybe has a mental disorder that I don't know about. Maybe that girl has the worst relationship with her boyfriend. Maybe that girl's parents are going through a divorce and her home life right now is so unbelievably shitty. Maybe that girl has so much student debt right now in loans because her parents don't actually have the money to give her the education and stuff that she is getting. Like, you don't know anyone's situations, but I just think it's very silly to sit there comparing, like, your tits to another girl's tits, or your ass to another girl's ass, or your waist to her waist, because who gives a fuck about any of that if you're being your best person? Like, are you good at writing? Are you excelling in school? Like, are you a good fucking friend? Do your friends come to you because of how good of a friend you are? Do you make people's days? Do you live each day with kindness and a smile on your face? And if you do those things, if you're a good fucking person, then it does not matter at all if yo fucking left eyebrow ain't as fleeky as hers, okay? Like, just focus on your best qualities, because you are so beautiful and your beauty comes from the inside out. Telling you, if you're pretty, it's just congratulations about your face. It doesn't mean shit. No one gives a fuck, because the second you open your mouth and you treat people with disrespect, or you are a shitty human being, no one's gonna give a fuck about your perfect little titties and your tiny waist anymore, because you're shit. So just focus on the fact that you're a good person, Kristen Jones. I bet you're a good fucking person, and I bet you're fucking beautiful. And last question I'm going to answer, because this is already long, like I knew it would be, just answering like literally 4 questions. This wasn't really a question, but a girl messaged me and I just wanted to talk about it, and she was kind of concerned because she's like dating this guy now and she feels like obligated to tell him like her past history with men. I don't know what that means really. Maybe like she slept with a lot of people, or maybe she's like done some things like she's not proud of. I don't know what that means. Like everyone's different. Like for the record, you can have sex with 400 people and you're not a whore. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want with your privates, okay? So like I don't know what she's alluding to with that, but she basically asked me like, now that she has a new boyfriend, is she obligated to like tell him like about her past history? And I know that like in relationships, like you should be honest and you need to like go into a relationship with an open heart and open arms and like, you know, without any secrets or whatever, but your past before meeting that person is your business. Like you didn't even know they existed. So like if you were sleeping with other people and now you feel like, oh, I'm slutty, I don't want to tell him my number or whatever the fuck, it's like you didn't even know he existed. Like if you knew he existed, you obviously would have been fucking him instead of the other guys. And also what you do in a moment of time, aka having sex in the privacy of your bedroom with a person, whether it's a stranger, whether it's someone you're in love with, it doesn't fucking matter. That's your business, and you're never obligated to tell anybody that. Even if it comes up and your boyfriend is like, I want to know your number, first of all, you should just retrack that conversation immediately into being like, okay, why do you care so much? Like what is it about me and about you that makes you care so much about who I slept with before you? Because honestly, I don't really think that's a natural question to ask people. And I know I ask guys that question sometimes because I'm genuinely just curious. Like I don't give a fuck what their answer is. I'm genuinely just curious, and I'll be honest about my number, and I kind of like having a conversation with men about that sometimes, plainly just for like curiosity and for the sake of the conversation. But when it's like serious, like how many people did you sleep with, because you're gonna be judged, you don't have to be honest, okay? That's me saying you don't have to be honest. You can fucking lie, or you can be like, I'm not sharing that. It could be a huge number, it could be a low number, but that's just not something I share. And regardless, you have no obligation to tell anyone anything. If they weren't in your life before that, then everything that they don't know about you, it's up to you to divulge that information over time when you're comfortable. And also, there are some things that you shouldn't spring on people early in relationships, so don't feel like you need to tell like everything now that y'all are dating, like this is it, here's all my cards laid out on the table, do you still want me? Like just like slowly unwrap the present that is you, okay, to him. Like he will see who you are over time, and if you're meant to be with him, y'all will be together for like a million fucking years, and he's gonna learn everything about you over time, and he's gonna see you for you, and there won't be like any judgment, because then he's like committed to you more and he knows who you are. Like you don't need to put all your eggs in one basket and lay it out on the table immediately, and you also don't have to tell him anything that you don't want him to know, okay? It's not his business. And if he's pressing you for information that you don't feel comfortable sharing, just know that there are people out there that will not press you for that information, and there are actually a lot of guys out there that don't even give a fuck about knowing your sexual history prior to knowing them, or whatever your dirty little secrets are. I don't know, girl, but I kind of want to know what they are. Okay, well, I didn't even get through all the questions. We'll probably do another one of these in the next few weeks, and I definitely want more questions. Feel free to send them. I kind of like this style of Q&A because it's way more helpful to y'all, and I think it's more interesting. Please send me more questions if you're inspired now from watching this. Snapchat, DM, whatever the fuck you're comfortable with. Hit your girl up. Follow me on social media. You won't regret it. And share the fuck out of my videos. If you like one of my videos, copy the link, share it to your Facebook. Be like, hey, this is a girl I watch on YouTube. I think what she said here is insightful, or I think this is funny. Like, I think other college girls should watch this, whatever it is. Like, I would really appreciate it. Like, I'm a small YouTuber. I want to grow, guys, but I can't do that unless you care enough to share my things, or at least word of mouth. Like, fucking pop up on your group text with all your fucking bitches and be like, girlies, go to this girl's YouTube, watch her fucking shit. She's a lifesaver. She's so beautiful and funny and cool. Like, check her out. Okay, you don't have to say any of that part, but like, definitely shout out my shit. Okay, bye.